Have you ever sat alone and felt this quiet ache in your chest? Not because something terrible happened, but because things just didn't go your way. The promotion you hoped for slipped away. The relationship you gave your heart to ended. People didn't act how you wanted. Life didn't respond how you imagined. And it leaves you with this question: why does everything feel so stuck? The real reason you feel stuck. Most people think they're stuck because something's missing: a lack of motivation, a failed plan, a rough patch in life. But often the real reason is simpler and deeper. You're stuck because life isn't going your way. And somewhere inside, you believe it should. We've been taught to chase outcomes, to set goals, visualize success, and expect results. But no one warned us what happens when 80% of life refuses to cooperate. You expected your spouse to understand, your friends to support, your body to keep up, your plans to work out. And when they don't, you start to shut down. Not because you're weak, but because you're human and hurting. The tyranny of should. Look closely and you'll see. Most suffering doesn't come from what happens. It comes from what we expected to happen. We carry an invisible script in our heads. They should treat me better. I should be further along by now. This shouldn't be happening to me. And every time reality dares to disagree, we suffer. You want the weather to match your mood. You want people to say what you imagined. You want life to follow your timeline. But life doesn't take orders. Not from you, not from anyone. And the more you demand it to obey, the more exhausted you feel. Because you're fighting not life, but the truth of it. The quiet truth no one told you. Here's something few ever say out loud. Most of life will not go your way. Not because you're cursed, not because you're unworthy, but because that's how life is. According to the math of living, maybe 20% of things will go as planned. The rest, 80%, will surprise you, challenge you, or unfold completely outside your control. This isn't pessimism, it's peace, if you're ready to accept it. The weather won't ask for your opinion. Your boss won't always see your effort. People you love will sometimes walk away. Your body will change, your mind will forget, and none of it is personal. It's not about you. It's just life being life. So what now? How do we move again? So if life won't bend to your will, what do? Here's the paradox. You don't regain momentum by changing the world. You regain it by changing your response to the world. Let go of the fantasy that everything will go right, because it won't. Let go of the need for people to always understand, because they won't. Let go of the demand that you always feel inspired, because you won't. And instead, learn to meet the unwanted without resistance. When life brings you something hard, don't tense. Breathe. When someone disappoints you, don't collapse. Observe. When nothing makes sense, don't run. Stay. Why? Because the moment you stop demanding ease, you discover something more powerful: acceptance. And acceptance isn't giving up. It's showing up without illusion. You don't need motivation, you need perspective. So many people ask, how do I get my motivation back? But maybe that's the wrong question. Maybe the real question is, how do I stop expecting ease in a life built for growth? Because once you stop trying to force the world to match your plan, something opens up inside. Suddenly, you're not stuck. You're seeing clearly. You stop waiting for everything to align perfectly and start walking anyway. You stop needing applause and start listening to your own inner compass. You stop craving control and begin practicing courage. That's not motivation. That's maturity. The new way forward. So if you feel stuck today, pause. Don't panic. You're not broken. You've just been resisting the wrong thing. You wanted certainty. Life gave you chaos. You wanted comfort. Life gave you contrast. And now you stand at a quiet crossroads, not the one where everything suddenly works out, but the one where you finally realize maybe working out doesn't mean going your way. Maybe it means going forward, no matter the way. So take a deep breath. Let go of the should. Let go of the need for things to make sense and step forward. Not because it's easy, but because this is what real freedom looks like. Not needing the world to change, to be at peace with where you are. If any of this feels like your story, you're not alone. And maybe, just maybe, you're not stuck. You're just waking up from the illusion that life should always go your way. And what comes next won't be perfect, but it can be true. If this spoke to you in any way, share your story in the comments. Someone else might need to hear it too. And if you're on a journey of becoming, subscribe. We walk this road together.